Alrighty, here we go. Good evening, folks, and welcome to Friday Night Inspiration, and happy Black History Month to all. This is a month of celebration. I know it also represents a story of struggle, but the good thing is that the struggle isn't the end of the story. There's a triumph, and there's a faith, and there's a power that comes from the struggle that has influenced people all across the globe. And so that is why we truly, truly celebrate this month, and I hope that you all join me in that celebration. I'm going to, all this month, I'm going to be highlighting a particular song, and then next month I'll do another one, and so on, from my album, Jazz in the Spirit. And what's happening is that this month we're going to be highlighting By and By, which is the full name of the song is We'll Understand It Better By and By. It was written by Mr. Charles Albert Tindley way back in 1905. And the original song probably sounded a little bit something like, by and by, when the morning comes, all the saints of God are gathered home, like that. Hey, Miss Phyllis. So I'm going to give you the Jazz in the Spirit version of By and By. Martino on the piano. Wayne Cook Broadnax on the drums. And on the bass, Mr. Dan Freeman. So that is By and By from the Jazz in the Spirit album. And speaking of Jazz in the Spirit, did y'all get a load of this? We got t-shirts. Yes, we got t-shirts. And we got mugs. I didn't bring the mug down. But tomorrow I'll have it on my my live broadcast. So I hope that you all will avail yourselves of them. We pretty much are printing them to order. So if you have an interest in the Jazz in the Spirit t-shirt, you can just leave us a message right there in the chat or on Instagram, YouTube, wherever. Or there's some other way that we want to introduce. I want y'all to repeat after me. People who make a difference at jazzinthespirit.com. I'm going to say it again. People who make a difference at jazzinthespirit.com. That is my new email address that I have created specifically for you. So I want you all to avail yourselves of it. Send me a message. Let me know how you're doing. That is going to be one of the main ways, really the main way, that I get the message out via email, which is much more direct. You don't even have to go on social media to hear from me. So send me a message at people who make a difference at jazzinthespirit.com. Thank you guys so much. And I want to let you know, you've probably seen it on my Facebook page, those of you that saw that. There was a giant of the jazz world who passed away this week in the person of Mr. Armando Anthony Chick Corea, a master of the piano in so many different styles. People had heard of him, I guess his kind of breakthrough, one of his most popular songs is the song Spain, but he's influenced so many people. And, we want to do a brief tribute to him because his music has impacted so many people. And what's interesting is, although I wouldn't have necessarily called him a gospel jazz artist per se, his music and his style has influenced a tremendous number of both jazz players and gospel players. So I do believe his contributions belong in the history of gospel jazz. Because one thing about Chick Corea is that when you listen to him, it just makes you want to play, those 16th notes that he was known for. But I mean, he didn't just play notes, he played music, and his technique was flawless. And so we want to celebrate Mr. Chick Corea. This is a play-along track that I found on YouTube that's very convenient, and I'm going to go ahead and let people know about it. His name is Charlie Goodman. So for all my sax players, go check him out. This is a really nice play-along track. So you'll hear the count off, but we're going to go ahead and do this tribute to him.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Long live the memory of Mr. Armando Chick Corea. Amen. All right. So we're going to kind of stay in this vein today. One of the other things that I want to say to all of my would-be gospel jazz players is that you can't forget about the jazz. That may sound a little funny, but what I mean by that is there is a vocabulary, there is a repertoire, and there is a harmonic language which is to be embraced if we want to authentically reflect the sound that has come to be known as gospel jazz. So it is definitely always important to me to not forget that, especially now that we are in February, in the month of Black History Month. So with that in mind, I'm going to go back to a song that I did last month, but it's appropriate today too. It's a song called If I Can Help Somebody As I Pass Along, Then My Living Will Not Be in Vain. if I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living will not be in vain. All right. Are you all enjoying yourselves? I certainly hope so. Let me see here. All right. Okay. All right. I'm just checking to see who's here. All right. So let's see. This is a new one that's, I guess you could say, I won't say it's hot off the presses, but I just did the track today. This is a culmination. It's a true gospel jazz song in the sense that it is a fusion of two songs that were already in existence. One is the spiritual, what they used to call the slave songs. It's called Walk With Me. I want Jesus to walk with me, you know. And then the other one is a classic in the jazz standard world, composed by another living legend. He's still with us, fortunately, in the person of Mr. Wayne Shorter, and it's called Footprints. So you see the walking imagery. We have the walking with me in the Lord, and we have footprints. So we put those two together. So we hope that you all enjoy this. This is Walk With Me, Footprints. One night, a man had a dream. He dreamt he was walking along the beach with the Lord. Across the sky flashed scenes from his life. For each scene, he noticed two sets of footprints in the sand, one belonging to him and the other to the Lord. When the last scene flashed before him, he looked back at the footprints in the sand. He noticed that many times along the path of his life, there was only one set of footprints. He also noticed that it happened at the very lowest and saddest times in his life. This really bothered him, and he questioned the Lord about it. Lord, you said that once I decided to follow you, you'd walk with me all the way. But I have noticed that during the most troublesome times in my life, there is only one set of footprints. I don't understand. When I needed you most, why did you leave me? The Lord replied, my precious child, I will never leave you. During your trials and sufferings, when you see only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you. too. Walk with me, footprints. Hey, Sister Alma, how are you doing? Thank you for being on here. So what y'all think? Did y'all like Walk With Me, Footprints? I hope so. Yeah, feel free to talk back to me in the chat. And once again, for those who didn't hear before, we have a new email address to reach out to. It's called peoplewhomakeadifference@jazzinthespirit.com. So I'm changing horns because I'm going to pay tribute to another gigantic contributor to this music. And he absolutely, positively belongs in the history of music, period. But definitely in the history of this music we call gospel jazz. He is none other than the man himself. His name is John Coltrane. And although I definitely have a long way to go before I can even come close, I think the try is where the wonderful stuff is found. And so this is another play along track that I found. And it is a tribute to Mr. John Coltrane. This is the first song in his suite called A Love Supreme, which is an incredibly historic song. And this is the first song called Acknowledgement. cream. I love some cream. I love some cream. Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. So truly, his music is timeless. Anybody who plays anything even remotely resembling an instrument like a saxophone, you definitely need to know about Mr. John Coltrane. I'm pretty sure you have to already, but get to know him, get to know his music, get to know his story, because in many cases, people only thought of him as a master jazz musician, but he was an incredibly spiritual person as well. And so learn about that aspect of his life. And you know what? Even in this age, this day and age of super digital, try to read the liner notes, whether they be on the digital version or you just go ahead and find a vinyl version or a CD. Take some time to find out what it was that he wrote, because he actually wrote some words, not so much to be sung, but to be meditated on as you listen to it. All right, so definitely check that out. Hey, Miss Shay, how are you doing, my dear? Wonderful vocalist, Miss Shay Wynn is on the line here. We're good to see her, and we're going to kind of keep it going in that same vein. This is a song, I did it last month, but it's worth doing again because it's such a special song. It was, you know that this is Black History Month, so the historical stuff is just going to be extremely important. Mr. Thomas A. Dorsey was known at first as a blues pianist. He played with some of the top blues artists of the day, Miss Ma Rainey, Bessie Smith, and so many others. And he composed music for them and served as a musical director. And he made a lot of money as a blues piano player. But he started to have some convictions about the life that he was leading and kind of where the music was taking him. And so, long story short, he became a writer of religious music, but he took the blues into the religious music with him, much to the chagrin of some of the people who heard it at first. And he was thrown out of some of the top churches in the country. But thankfully, he didn't give up, and his music is still with us. And this is one of his most famous songs. It's called Precious Lord, Take My Hand, Lead Me On, and Let Me Stand. every time. Yep, every single time. Woo! For those of you that don't know the story, Thomas Dorsey wrote that song, as a spiritual therapy for the loss of his wife and his attempting to be born daughter, meaning his daughter died, and his wife and his daughter both died in childbirth. So it was extremely sad, and he was on the road at the time, so he wasn't even able to be there. That compounded by, in my own life, I played this song at my grandfather's funeral. So, oh my gosh, there's just so much emotion tied up in this song. But what a wonderful way to express it through music. And whether you are a musician, whether you are a music fan, the music can speak for you in such a very powerful way. And so I hope that we will all use it and take advantage of this great gift that we've been given by the Almighty. So let's see what time it is now. All right. So we're almost out of here, but there is another song that is definitely a part of the history. It firmly belongs in any conversation about Black American music and Black History Month and all that stuff, because this song was really a game changer in terms of popular music and the nexus of gospel music, religious music, popular music, and all of that. And it was said to have ushered us into what had become called the contemporary era. It's a joyous song, and I believe that this is a good song to close out on. Before I do, I want to let you know that tomorrow I'm going to be doing my Saturday sentiments at 11 o'clock. We're going to be delving deeply into the song by and by. So you'll hear some of the excerpts from long, long ago and how different people have interpreted it, as well as me, over the years. So I hope that y'all will come and tune into that. But we're going to close out with this very famous song by Mr. Edwin Hawkins, who I had the opportunity to meet back in 2013, which was wonderful. And it is called Oh Happy Day.
When Jesus Jesus won. When Jesus won. When Jesus won. Oh, happy day. 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 Oh, happy
Well, I wish you all a very happy day, a very happy Black History Month. Definitely come to visit us at all of our social platforms. It's everything.jazz in the spirit, pretty much. Facebook.com/jazz in the spirit, YouTube.com/jazz in the spirit video, Instagram.com/jazz in the spirit. You all are already on it, but if you want to know about the other ones, and of course, my website is constantly under construction, but there's good stuff in there. It's www.jazzinthespirit.com. And we're also on Twitter, which is twitter.com/ you guessed it, Jazz in the Spirit. And we started to recently branch into the whole world of Twitch. I still have to learn a lot about it, but I'm going to try and do it. So visit us, definitely. Hey, Mom, if you can support, I definitely would appreciate that as well. There is a cost to doing this each month, so definitely can support your friendly neighborhood Jazz in the Spirit musician. And there are ways to do that in the post that you see. There's CashApp, there's PayPal, there's Zelle, there's all kinds of good stuff. So check it out. Please continue to support. Again, tomorrow I'll be there at 11 for my Saturday Sentiments, and we'll be doing a deep dive into the classic song. We'll understand it better by and by, and I hope that y'all will be able to join me for that. 2 weeks from today, we're going to come back with Friday Night Inspiration once again, and it will still be Black History Month, so we're going to do some other stuff. I got 2 weeks to work on it. But thank you guys for joining me once again, and have a great night. I'm going to just stop by the Instagram table and just make sure I see everybody that's here so I remember. Facebook and YouTube folks, thank you to all my new followers. I got a bunch of new followers recently. Thank you guys for being here. That's awesome. Please continue to support. That is great. So let me see. I see Andrea. I see Miss Shay. Let me see. Right. And who's that? Oh, Mad Jazz Int. That okay? Thank you. All right, that's one of my new folks. So come on and continue to watch. Those of you that just joined recently, I have a lot of videos from last year and the previous months. So continue to support as we work on building this music, so that we can, all the gospel jazz musicians, we can raise awareness of this music. So thank you guys so much. God bless you and have a great night.